Good morning. I'm Tristan Winder in the News 2 streaming studio at the Morning Pulse here on this Tuesday, April the 8th. And we begin with news just into the News 2 newsroom here in the past hour, as deputies with the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office were called to South Cottonwood Road yesterday regarding a single vehicle accident. Upon arriving, deputies located an unoccupied vehicle submerged in the canal. The lone driver of the vehicle was later located with minor injuries, and alcohol was a factor in the accident. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office wants to thank the Lincoln County Dive Rescue Team and Ron's Towing for assistance in recovering the vehicle out of the canal. You can see this was definitely a dangerous situation, but thankfully only minor injuries in this incident, and alcohol is believed to be a factor, again according to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. And also here in the Nebraska community of North Platte, Monday, federal, state, and local law enforcement gathering at the Nebraska State Patrol Troop D headquarters in North Platte as Code Drug Task Force received national recognition. Here's Nebraska State Patrol Superintendent Colonel John Bolduc.
Code Task Force is a tremendous public safety initiative that has positively benefited several communities in this area for a very long time. That's largely because of the teamwork that we see represented among the agencies on the Code Task Force. Each law enforcement agency has a unique aspect to its operation, whether it's a different jurisdiction, a different focus, or something else that sets them apart from one another. They all bring those disciplines together to work as a team.
The recognition comes from the Midwest High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area, a congressionally funded initiative. Here's Gene Cowell, Special Agent in charge with the FBI in Iowa and Nebraska.
Of meth and other drugs is not a victimless crime. Meth especially is extremely destructive. Many of you are aware of the havoc it wreaks in our communities. And I want to emphasize that the impact of methamphetamine trafficking goes well beyond individual users. Drug dealing, as we know, occurs in a black market of addiction and death. Deals are often enforced with violence. And also families and communities in Nebraska are painfully affected by the violence and child neglect and sometimes child abuse that often comes along with drug abuse, as well as the impact it has on child and family services.
The North Platte Area Chamber and Development Corporation announcing the legendary former Husker coach John Cook will headline this year's annual Chamber Development Meeting on Wednesday, October 1st. Quote, "We're beyond excited to have Coach John Cook as our keynote speaker for this year's Chamber banquet. He's not only a Husker legend, but also someone who knows what it takes to lead with passion and build strong teams and bring out the best in people," end quote, said Megan McGowan, Chamber Development 2025 Board Chair. The event will be held at the Sandhills Convention Center. You can get your tickets now by calling the North Platte Area Chamber Development Corporation or sending them an email. Ticket prices are $50. U.S. Cellular announcing today that they plan to lay off more than 4,000 positions from across the country. According to a notice from U.S. Cellular, they are selling its wireless operations to T-Mobile. The company said layoffs will begin on June 2nd or within 14 days thereafter. A majority of the affected employees will be offered employment with T-Mobile with similar pay and benefits. Layoffs will affect remote employees and those employed in locations in the following states: California, Georgia, Iowa, Illinois, Kansas, Maryland, Maine, Missouri, North Carolina, Nebraska, New Hampshire, Oklahoma, Oregon, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, and in West Virginia. Lastly today, a recent study suggests that what you eat in midlife may affect how healthy you are when you're older. Researchers followed over 100,000 Americans for 30 years. The participants were between the ages of 39 and 69, and they found that less than 10% had achieved healthy aging. That means that by age 70, they were free of major chronic disease, and their cognitive, physical, and mental health was maintained. The researchers say that this specific group of people ate diets that were high in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, unsaturated fats, and nuts. The study was published recently in the Journal of Nature Medicine. Rounding out the Morning Pulse here on this Tuesday, April the 8th, with a check of the 7-day forecast. Beautiful temperatures today, topping out in the upper 70s. A little breezy, but still not too bad with a good amount of sunshine. Lower 70s for Wednesday, Thursday, back into the upper 70s on Friday. And then, hey, look at this. Summer-like temperatures when we roll into this upcoming weekend.